Bitcoin is right now extremely boring in the market, and if you're watching this, you're a real one, and I think you should be rewarded for being in the markets right now when almost no one is following the markets. And let's show you guys what's happening right now, and it's pretty much the same thing that's happening compared to just before COVID, when the markets were very boring. And I want to show you guys right now. I mean, the search interest right now is very low for Bitcoin, and if we compare it to 2019, this is the COVID dump over here. This is where COVID dumped over here, and after that, of course, Bitcoin shot up massively, right, in the weeks after that, because of quantitative easing, because the central banks are printing a lot of sweet dollars. And what we can see right now is, I think we're in a similar market here. We had a top, and then about 6 months after that, we had quantitative easing. So what we can see here, the blue line is basically showing the total assets that the Federal Reserve owns, and it's reported on a weekly basis. And as these assets go up, it just means that the government is printing more money, they're buying more assets, the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve is increasing, which is done to stimulate the economy, right? Which was done right here just after COVID. And obviously what followed from that is that we went up massively over the next few months, right? We went up massively. And of course, once it's going down again, it's usually done quantitative tightening, done to, to keep the economy from having too high inflation and stabilize the economy again. And Trump is talking about right now, and also going to next year to cut the rates back down, and cut the rates back down, having no tax on tips, and all of these news that we're getting about easing the economy, which I think is very much similar to what is happening in 2019. And if we have these rate cuts coming in and more quantitative easing in the markets, and we start going up here, the balance sheet starts increasing again, I think we can see the similar thing happening as in 2019, whereby the price goes up. Now, the interest, as I said, is very boring, right? Right now in Bitcoin, there's very low interest. And this chart basically shows us, the red line is the social interest in Bitcoin, and the blue line is the price. And here you can see the price where Bitcoin made a top. So in 2019, we were here. So you can see that the interest is relatively low compared to the top we made here in 2018. The top was very high and the price was high, but then we made a slightly lower top, but the interest was not that high. And you can see here the similar thing is happening right now. Bitcoin is, much higher than it was in 2019, but you can see there's almost zero interest at all in Bitcoin, in socially. If you look at the Google search results and the trends and the search volumes, there's almost no interest. And a similar thing, if you look at all the major crypto apps downloads in November. So we can see here, for example, Binance and Coinbase, the monthly active users of Binance have gone down 7% compared to last month, and a whopping 18% year over year. And the same thing goes for Binance. We have a 2% drop compared to last month, and a 20% drop compared to last year. And also the total monthly downloads, you can see on a yearly basis, 60% down for Coinbase. And overall, it's not looking good. There's very little interest in the markets right now. And what do we know? If there's low interest in the markets, usually that is a good time to buy. When everyone else is not interested, that's usually a good time to buy, because once that interest comes back in the market, the price will pump, and that's when we should be exiting the market. So if you're watching right now, like I said, congrats to you for being in the market right now, even though it's not as interesting. And I think we have to wait until going into, in Q2, Q3 of next year, when we start getting that quantitative easing again, start getting the money printer going, and again seeing the prices going up, then we will see a lot more downloads of crypto, a lot more search interest also. And one thing to note, I just wanted to highlight that even though the search interest is so low, I think Bitcoin is actually doing relatively well. Look how low the search interest was, right? The search interest here is like almost at rock bottom compared to the previous years. But look at this. I mean, Bitcoin is doing fairly well, right? Bitcoin is doing good. It's not dropped massively, and this is because we have institutions buying, of course, also. Now, next up, let's look at some commodities. Gold and silver. Silver has made a new all-time high like 2 days ago. It reached, I think, $83 per ounce. And now look at what's happening. It's dropping massively, especially platinum, palladium. They're all dropping, and they're behaving like altcoins. I mean, look at the major altcoins on a daily, and they're not dropping 10-15%. You can see here, I mean, look at Pepe. Pepe has even gone up almost 1%, and other big coins that we know, they're not like Shiba Inu, down 2.2%. So look at what's happening here. These commodities are behaving like altcoins, and it just shows that we are maybe in a commodity bubble. You can say like an altcoin bubble, but now I think these commodities might be in a bubble and start going down. We've seen gold go up massively over the last few months, of course. And yeah, that's it really. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. So congrats on being in crypto right now. I know it's boring. And if we look at Bitcoin here on a daily basis, just to highlight again what's happening. I mean, I mentioned it before, but basically we're just trading here. Let's draw it like this. There's not much happening right now. We're just consolidating here and waiting for a breakout. And once we do break out, I mean, if we break out to the bottom side, then I think we can target the lows over here at around $75,000 per Bitcoin. And if we go up, I think it's a good shorting opportunity from this line, which is the 200 simple moving average line. And I think going down from there, we can short from here, possibly back down to these levels. And that's, for my opinion, what's happening right now in the market. Don't expect much until next year, as of course people are not trading as much at the moment. And then I see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys liked the video, and bye.